Here we go, sports fans. I'm Kendall. I'm here with my buddy Josh. We're back again, Half Baked Sports. We're halfway through the season now, so what we're trying to see, what's going to be the outcome for the rest of the season. It's really been a big time, with all what's going on nowadays with the pandemic and everything. But hey, look, people, we love sports, and sports fans, we know you need your sports. Just a little recap of what happened last weekend.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Josh, what do you think?
Well, the biggest one that I saw, obviously everybody's talking about it, is that New Orleans stomping on Tampa Bay. Now,
that was a game.
This is the first time, apparently, in Brady's history that he's ever been swept by a team. Of course, this is his first year with a new team, so we really can't really hold too much sway on that. They lost in New Orleans earlier this season, and then, of course, New Orleans went into Tampa Bay and stomped them. It was not pretty. But then, of course, when you're doing turnovers, and it's hard to come back from that. And from what I understand, that tempo kept it up. New Orleans kept pounding them.
They never let off the gas.
Which is what you have to do with great QBs like Brady. You don't give them the ball if you can help it. So I don't know. My take on this is that New Orleans, they're in a statement mode right now. They want to control their destiny. They don't want it to be left up to chance. Because we all saw what happened in the last few years when they tried to go in the playoffs. They had that one play that took them out.
That call by the ref.
Yeah. So New Orleans is trying to set a tempo now. We've got like you said, it's the last half of the season. We've got 8 games left, 8 weeks left before and it's going to be an interesting battle because this is where things solidify. And without the preseason, this is where we're really seeing people step up.
You know what I think is the funny thing about you saying that, Josh? You got Drew Brees and Tom Brady. Both, they're the same age. I think they're a couple years apart. But they're both fighting for that dominant position to say, hey, I am the quarterback. This is where I need to be. Everyone knows my name. This is how I'm going to shine.
Yeah, both QBs have been in about 20 years. I don't know the exact ages because Brees even predates... you remember Brees was, I think, right around the Peyton Manning or right before Peyton Manning era.
Brees 40, about to be 42 if I'm not mistaken.
And what is Brady? I don't even know.
Brady's walking in 43.
Okay, so they're only a year apart. So yeah, definitely. And of course, this also it goes to show you age really isn't a factor. Both of these guys are still able to perform.
Oh, absolutely. And I think the funny thing about Tom Brady, he's a great quarterback. He knows his pocket. He's a perfect pocket passer. Running, not too much of that.
He was never built for, and if you take a look at what Belichick did for him the last 2 decades, one thing he always did make sure is he had a solid offensive line.
Absolutely. He had his people he could throw to. He had, I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm going here. Now you put him with a new team, he's still a little,
Well, take a look. Belichick is a defensive-minded head coach, okay? He knows defenses in and out, and he knows what he would do, and he knows tendencies of other head coaches.
Right.
He, and if I'm not mistaken, probably spent more time with Brady, helping him break down game film to understand those tendencies. And Belichick also, in his brilliant mind, had offensive coordinators that had the short, middle, and long. You always have all 3. Bruce Arians doesn't have that. And if you take a look at some of their schemes, it's shown. So sometimes he's not even able to let the play develop, which that also shows the strength of that New Orleans defense.
Right. Don't get me wrong, New Orleans, they dominated. The Saints are not going to let off. And that game I saw Sunday, that was a statement game.
Oh, yeah. And for all those doomsday sayers, Brady's done, blah, blah, blah. They're still 6-3.
Right.
6-3 right now with 8 games left. I'm sorry, gentlemen. Don't throw in the towel. Brady does not throw in the towel. Brady learns from his mistakes and tries to correct them. The one person I need to have a dig at is Bruce Arians. Yeah. He's your quarterback. Don't throw him under the bus. You keep that shit in-house.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's wrong with you? And at least Brady's man enough that he's not going to hold it against you. But you guys better get your shit straight because if you're airing out your dirty laundry, you guys are not making it far in the playoffs. That's my take on Bruce Arians.
It's going to be...
And he's a brilliant man. He's worked with some really good quarterbacks. I don't know why he's going to do something shady like that. It almost makes you wonder if it's not intentional because of the whole...
Is it kind of staged?
Well, it's kind of like that whole well, is it Belichick or is it Brady? And
Right.
and we've had that conversation many times. And my take is always the same. You do not have Brady, the man you know today, without Belichick.
True.
Yeah.
They know as the B&B factor, Brady Belichick.
If you don't have Belichick, Brady wouldn't know how to break down the teams like he did.
Right.
And if, I mean, don't get me wrong, he would have been a good quarterback no matter where he went because he would have learned from his mentors.
Yeah, mentor, yeah.
But you
Mentors.
do not have a 6-time champion.
He holds up the finger. Rings.
You don't have that without Belichick.
That's true.
So it's like I'm sick of that conversation. So we're moving on to the next one.
Second one, we'll go the Miami, Arizona.
Oh, definitely a good one. Miami was winning, and then they did this thing. We talked about it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that play.
Right? Yeah. All of a
trick
sudden,
play.
well, no, 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago we discussed how Fitzpatrick was benched.
Oh, that's
Right?
true.
Right?
That's true. Yeah.
And now you're bringing in Tua, which at the time it made sense. You're winning. Why risk your quarterback? Get the rookie some. But now take a look. They replaced him, but
That was
won
kind of
2
a
games,
move. But now they're winning.
2 straight. So yeah, now you have to ask yourself, what do you do?
And
Right now they're 5-3.
Yeah.
So they're definitely. I mean, in a tough division because Patriots aren't too far back with a 3-5 record.
Right.
Not that I don't think they're going to catch up.
No.
But Dolphins, they definitely have a chance to maybe pull off a wild card. Maybe we'll have to look at that
We'll
a
have
little
to
bit more
look at
depth.
that. Maybe a couple more weeks till we can kind of string that.
Yeah,
String
wait
line
for that
out.
cream rising to the top.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's close because he's fresh. He's straight out of college.
Yeah.
And now he is replacing a veteran.
And don't get me wrong, I like
Yes.
Tua. I think he's going to be a great quarterback in the
Yeah,
league.
he's showing up.
But
showing out.
I didn't agree with the assessment. Let him develop a little bit more and
Yeah.
put that that reign on Fitzpatrick. Let him get you there.
Yeah.
But definitely a great game. I mean, I saw some of the highlights.
Arizona's not letting off the gas either, but I mean, they still got
And that was a tough, solid opponent in
Yeah.
Arizona. I mean, that's just what can he do?
Well, Hopkins, especially getting traded from Houston going to Arizona. I mean, he's definitely doing them some good stuff. And Arizona definitely has a good squad still. But, everyone's still working out the kinks. But now it's time that those kinks move.
Oh yeah, and of course you've already seen Hopkins got to Arizona and already made
Oh, yeah.
made an improvement. They still have Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, they have other receivers that are coming into their own.
Right.
So I mean, Arizona is a team to watch, and that's going to be a tough division. Did we even write that down? Let me take a look. Yeah, I think Arizona is 5-3. So
They're still not out of the running.
they're not out of the running yet. I mean, that's going to be a tough division because you're looking at Seattle 6-2, Arizona 5-3. Then you have the Rams at 5-3,
Right.
and bringing up the rear of that division, the NFC West, is San Francisco. And even with all their injuries, they're sitting at 4-5. So
Right.
definitely a tough division. It's not going to be an easy one at all.
The third one we're going to talk about was the Pittsburgh Cowboys.
Oh,
What?
how many
your
Pittsburgh
take?
fans out there were like nail biting and going, why? Because I mean,
Especially
look,
the
you have
beginning.
Dallas that's like completely imploding. They lost 2 quarterbacks. They're all
Right.
like the 3rd or 4th stringer now.
Yeah.
And you're going, even though it was in Dallas, you're like, yeah, Pittsburgh, I got this.
Right.
And I think that's what happened. They got hit in the mouth. They didn't know how to take it, and then all of a sudden you're looking and you're seeing 13-0
Right.
Dallas
First
Cowboys,
half of the game.
and you're like, what?
And this rookie
What?
quarterback, okay, now we got Gilbert, which he's played for 7 different teams.
Yeah,
And that's putting him on the pedestal now because Dallas fans, of course, y'all were just rooting. Yes, we're gonna do something finally. Okay,
I mean, they still
Sunday,
got- they still got
we saw
disappointed.
something. They still got
Look,
disappointed at
uh,
home.
Dallas fans, at least you saw a spark of life where the team was coming together. Something that's been missing for the first half of football.
Yes, but not out of the running because he's still healthy, and we'll see what happens.
Well, the NFC East is looking pitiful, and only one team's coming out of there. But we'll get to that in a minute.
Pittsburgh, just to close that one out, I think y'all are doing very good. Still undefeated, the only undefeated team in the NFL currently. Let's going to see what happens next week.
I am going to say one thing. Pittsburgh, yeah, you're undefeated. Rightfully so. What is it, 8-0 right now?
Right.
But if you take a look at those 8 teams, really, some of them are not the best of competition. About the only ones that were really good was the Baltimore game, which, let's
Yes,
get realistic,
I remember that one.
that one was good. But you have Baltimore coming to your home here in 2 more weeks, I believe, because now you got Cincinnati, division rival, Baltimore. You have Cincinnati later on in the season. You have Cleveland in week 17, I believe. And the 3-game stretch that you have to watch out for is like Buffalo, Colts, and
well, next week's no problem.
Bengals. Yeah. But I mean, Joe Burrow has been playing well. I mean, no, that's Cleveland. I don't know what Cincinnati's record is. Do you have Cincinnati's record?
Cincinnati,
right
they're at 2-5-1.
Yeah,
and then they're matching it with that tie with the Eagles. So
yeah, the tie with the
Eagles. But I mean, what we've seen so far, we've been researching this and looking at it. Everyone that does their picks every week are quite surprised, like, how is this happening?
Right.
And that's exactly what's been happening.
Right.
So as y'all are thinking about it, we're looking at it and highlighting and trying to rehash ourselves and think, okay, do we make our right picks or not? But it is what it is. I mean, there was no practice, no preseason, straight to the season.
Yep. And
last week,
Seattle versus Buffalo, a big upset. Even though it was in Buffalo. Happening. Buffalo's a solid game. Josh Allen's playing well.
Right.
But yeah, 44-34. And talk about no defense. I mean, and both teams have a defense, but they didn't really apparently show up that day.
That was a sad day for them.
But no, I mean, if you take a look, Seattle's still 6-2. And so like I said, Arizona gave them their first loss. And now Buffalo gives them their second loss. I definitely don't count out Seattle. They're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. But it definitely gives you some food for thought from Buffalo. A solid AFC contender, and I'm looking forward to what they can do in the playoffs. And they are, if I'm not mistaken, they're going to be playing Pittsburgh here soon.
And that's going to be good.
In a few weeks down the road, yeah. So keep an eye out for that game.
Right. Russell Wilson, he's still in
Russell's a phenom, man. At first, I was kind of like, who is this kid? And I mean, I didn't even really pay attention to him in college. So,
yeah.
But no, he's one of the better running QBs that the league has. But because he's smart about it, he doesn't take the unnecessary hits. Right. And yeah, that's how he's had. I mean, what is he? 10 years now? I mean, he's in the league for a while.
Yeah, about a decade.
Yeah,
I'd have to look at the books on that one, but
so
I mean, he's
Russell,
showing himself.
Keep it up, man.
Keeping the team up. So
yeah, keep it up. All right, I think that's it for last week's games. That covers the 4 that we wanted to cover, right?
Right. As far as predictions, it's still early because there's been a lot of flip flopping going on.
It's still early, but it's still fun. I mean, we don't have to mince words here. Let's start with the AFC, and we'll go to the NFC. In the AFC North, we have Pittsburgh with a solid first place, followed by Baltimore with 6-2. Pittsburgh, as you know, already 8-0. But even Cleveland, I mean, when it comes to that wild card, hunt.
Yeah.
Cleveland's 5-3, so and they've been playing better. Then you look at the AFC South. You'll really only have 2 solid contenders out of there, and that's Indianapolis. And Tennessee Titans holds the number 1 spot at 6-2, followed by the Indianapolis Colts at 5-3. As we discussed, Buffalo solid first place in the AFC East. They're 7-2, followed by Miami at 5-3, and New England trailing, and they're not going to improve. They're 3-5, and as good as Belichick is, and they have held, they're in like the top 5 of holding the opponents to the fewest amount of points.
Right.
But yeah, I have to say, until they get something a little bit more
solid.
Well, something worked out where they got the recipe on the offense.
We're thinking quarterbacks probably.
Well, I mean, I don't even know. I mean, because Cam Newton, when he had him doing those designed run plays, it was working. The problem was that the defenses are now smelling it out.
That's true. In my opinion, Cam, he's a very good quarterback. He can run and he can pass. So those 2 key factors, you have quite a few quarterbacks in the league right now that having those 2 attributes definitely gains what the team needs. So you have very few other quarterbacks that just either pass or they don't run at all. So they just rely on the rushing game and everything. But
well, I mean, and that's kind of like the Bills. I mean, they have the offense, so their defense isn't doing as well as it could be doing.
Right.
But still, they're getting the wins when they count.
Right.
So yeah, and then of course, rounding out the rest of the AFC, you have the Kansas City Chiefs at 8-1, and the Las Vegas Raiders at 5-3. So if you take a look, you got pretty much a solid Kansas City, Buffalo, and Pittsburgh, and Tennessee are going to be looking at your top 4 spots.
Yeah.
But aren't they extending the playoffs this year? Are we getting that extra game this year?
I heard a little bit about that, but if it's
and we'll have to look into that to give you that, because that does play. That'll
that
play
plays a key factor
in our predictions here.
Right.
I was hoping to have that this week, but we may have to wait and do that next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that pretty much rounds up the AFC. I mean, Chiefs, Raiders playing better than we've expected, but I mean,
right, especially in that new field they got.
Broncos. I mean, they're 3-5. They're not doing too good. And Chargers, in spite of the, I have to admit, I'm impressed with this Justin Hubert kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he takes too many chances downfield, and they've gone his way on occasion. But I just think that's a bad recipe.
Way too many should.
Next year he might overtake Jameis Winston's interception record. But
let's see what Jameis does. He might be pouting. What? Don't take my spot.
Don't take my record. No, that might be a record. He's like, yes, please break it.
Yeah, right.
NFC is pretty straightforward. NFC North, Green Bay. They got a solid first place with 6-2, followed by Chicago at 5-4.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chicago might be in line for a wild card spot, but I don't know if they'll be able to. I don't think they have enough to overtake Green Bay. I think Green Bay's got that solid.
See the rest of the season. Chicago with last couple of seasons.
Vikings and Lions are only at 3 wins apiece. I mean, they'd have to have some really good luck down the stretch here to come back. Next is the NFC South, which is New Orleans and Tampa Bay. And like you said, yeah, New Orleans got the better of them. They're going to be in the top spot, but I still think Tampa Bay is in a solid hunt for one of those wild card spots.
I can see them being in the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
Brady's got to get his head right first, though. Because that loss, he's not going to let that happen again.
But yeah, exactly. He's not going to make those same mistakes. He's going to try to do what he can with that ball and game plan. Maybe even work more closely with the offensive coordinator.
Well, he's got AD there now, so I mean, we'll see how that works.
And they did have some rapport in that one game, but we'll see.
Yeah.
The rest of the South, Falcons at 3-6, Panthers at 3-6. Neither one of them are going to have enough to come up and do anything solid. Our favorite, the NFC East. Talk about a tragedy. Your best team is 3-4. Really? I mean, I don't even know if I want to make a pick here, because Washington's been playing better, and we saw a spark of life out of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
About the only one that I could say I don't see them turning it around would be the Giants, but
you never know.
Even they've surprised us.
Yeah.
So,
everyone's been surprised the last few weeks.
Well, I mean, who's the only winless team? I think that's the Jets. I think they're trying to lose out so they can get.
They're trying to work out the kinks still.
No, they're not working out. The kinks that they're trying to work out. They're trying to get Trevor Lawrence, number 1 draft pick next year, right? They're gonna tank it to get that number 1
speed.
Well,
Jets, y'all do need a little bit of help.
Oh yeah,
a lot. So.
But yeah, talk about a tragedy. Only one team's coming out of there. And right now it's still. I mean. Even the Cowboys are still in the running. I mean, how sad is this? I don't even know. So this one will be the one to watch to see who plays who and mark them on your calendar.
I'm doing it.
They need that win.
Yeah, right.
And of course was the NFC West. Seattle Seahawks have the top spot with 6-2, followed by Arizona 5-3, and Rams at 5-3. That's going to be a tough one, and unfortunately, that's one of those divisions that almost looks like they're going to beat up on each other. One may only come out of that division simply for that reason, which will open up the door for Tampa Bay and possibly Chicago, because we know only one team is coming out of the East.
I can see the Rams doing some damage. Super Bowl contenders here a few years back.
And if
Goff is still in good health.
And if Chicago loses too many games, you could see 3 teams coming out of the NFC West.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Because that happened with the AFC North a few years back when it was Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati.
Oh,
remember that year?
I do.
So yeah, I know. You can tell by the ratings. NFL has not been doing too well in the ratings.
We're not in the norm,
But
ladies and gentlemen. But we still have sports going
we
on.
do with what we have.
Yeah, absolutely. At least we're not quarantined.
All right.
So everyone enjoy it. I mean, sports is what makes people happy.
No,
This is the
sports
world.
Sports makes us forget about other crap that makes us depressed.
The real world. Because we're in the sports world.
Anything to take our mind off of bills and
Working?
other jargon.
Yeah, right. I'll drink to that.
And I think that pretty much sums it. Unless there's a couple of games you want to take a look at for next week.
Haven't looked at it yet, but you know, when I'm thinking predictions, and sports fans, y'all are probably doing that as well, because I know a lot of people have won some money, and a lot of people have lost a lot of money over the last few weeks of what their picks were and stuff. It's kind of hard to say right now, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut, zipper.
All I can say is thank you to my coworker who told me that he thought the Jets were going to win. So I took the Jets plus 10 because of the point spread. And no, I'm not sharing any of the profits.
You're mad. I know you're mad.
Oh, I'm good. I got the money. So we're good. But no, so coming up this week, this is week 10.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Week 10. It starts off Thursday with the Colts at the Tennessee Titans. That is not only a division matchup, but this may be for the top spot. Right now, Titans have it with 6-2. Colts are 5-3. That'll be a good, tough game. I don't even know how to go on that one. I mean, I think the Titans can take care of business at home.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to sleep on that one.
Yeah,
Coin toss it.
I may have to. But then, so then November 15th, we got Eagles at Giants. I'm sorry, I'm going Eagles all day on that one.
I have to do that one too.
I don't blame them for flipping the coin because we have seen some weird stuff out of the Giants.
A lot.
Jacksonville goes to the Packers. I might even take the point spread on the Packers. Anything less than 10.
What about that Washington team playing?
You know, I don't know. It's in Detroit, so you know Michigan might be upset about the county debacle that's currently going on there. So they might take it out on those Washington teams because they don't have a mascot yet.
I miss those Redskins.
Dang
it.
I know.
But hey, everyone stay positive. We're positive, so positively, we're staying positive. I think I said that right.
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. It's been a
We're
long
just
year.
bantering at this point. Texans go to the Browns. That one should be funny. I mean, Texans got their second win in Jacksonville last week.
Really?
I might have to take the Browns on this one.
Well, for now.
Bucks go to Panthers. This one's a no-brainer. They're going to bounce back.
Yeah, they better.
Excuse me.
They better. They have to do it.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Bucks.
after that loss,
Yeah, and even
Tom
though,
Brady will go hide under the rock.
even
right
though
now.
the Panthers do have McCaffrey back, I still think that the Buccaneers will have a good game plan and they'll be able to execute against that Panthers secondary. So we'll see. We'll see if Brady can't get back into the winning category.
His old self.
Chargers to the Dolphins. Dolphins keep it going.
Yeah,
I like
young talent is great.
I like the
And
Chargers.
Tua, you're doing good.
I like the Chargers, and I like what I see out of Justin Hubert. But let's get realistic. We might actually see a couple. I like that secondary and Dolphins. We might see Hubert throw a couple of interceptions.
That would be something.
Broncos, Raiders. Who you got?
I'll go with Raiders.
I think so too. Raiders are flying high. They just got that win over the Chargers last week, so
Yes.
I see them, compounding that up. Another win at home. Go Raiders. Bills, Cardinals.
Oh,
that
boy.
one. Ouch.
Y'all are thinking the way we're thinking right now, I bet.
Well, I mean, this is what I can say. I didn't think that the Cardinals would lose to Miami.
Yeah, I don't think anybody saw that.
But the Bills, they put up a lot. They put up some solid points against Seattle. So I mean, this one I could go either way. I think I could.
That'd be a
I think
coin
I'm gonna
flip
lean.
for me.
I think I'm gonna lean towards the Bills just to keep that momentum going.
Yes.
Cardinals at home though, are they really gonna lose the second one? I don't know. I this one might be Cardinals, but I don't know. I might have to coin toss it.
San Francisco Saints. Oh boy. Well, we got people hurt on San Francisco side.
Yeah.
My team.
His team.
I'm not pouting, but can I see some kind of momentum going on? Well, after that show Drew Brees, put up last week.
Yeah.
He's not letting off the gas at all.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, you blame him at this point in time.
No.
You want to make sure that
Well
you're in
deserved.
control of your destiny.
Yeah.
Don't leave it up to the coaches. Don't leave it up to the refs.
Yeah.
Just get the job done.
You know what I think? Just to kind of hashtag in on.
They just come off with a solid win. I think
Yeah.
at home they're gonna compound it.
Drew Brees is looking for another Super Bowl ring before he retires.
Yeah. Oh, if he gets it, do you think he would retire this year?
I believe so. Yeah, absolutely.
Seattle at Rams. This is another division rival. Seahawks
Coin
just
toss.
lost. No.
Coin
I say this. Seattle just lost to Buffalo. They're on the road. They know that this is a division rival. I say Seattle takes care of business. It might be a close game, but I think the Seahawks get it.
Yeah.
Bengals at Steelers. No
Well,
brainer.
that's a no-brainer.
Steelers.
Come on, Ben. You need another one too,
The
buddy.
only way they lose this is if Ben goes down and the backup QB is the duck guy.
Then you start watching the game.
I don't know.
Ravens, Patriots.
You got to go Ravens. 'Cause
Yeah.
Ravens got a solid win last week after coming off of a loss. I
Yeah.
think they keep the momentum going. Patriots, their defense is good, but they're struggling with the scoring aspect of things. So,
Yeah, offensively.
but but then again, it is Belichick. It is in Foxborough. Stranger things are happening. But I'm still, even with all that, I'm still leaning toward the Ravens.
Lamar Jackson's not going to live up to that.
No, he's not at all.
Vikings, Bears.
That one, division rival.
Yeah.
That one's
Almost a coin flip.
Yeah, Vikings 3-5. Bears are 5-4. I could definitely see this one going Vikings. I don't know. I mean, that one's a tough one. I might have to take a look at the do a little bit more research and check the stats and who they played and all that.
You know, it's funny when I think about it, especially y'all sports fans, because y'all have done this as well. You know, I've had a few games I've watched. I'm like, you know what? I have to sleep on that one. Literally, because it's like, oh wow.
Right.
But it's been a very interesting season. I mean, we love sports just like you guys do. So it's just one of those seasons that we just got to push through it. And let's everyone just stay positive through it, and let's get through the year.
Yes, definitely. 8 more weeks, and we got the postseason. Then February next year we have the Super Bowl. So stick with us, hang with us, and please like, comment, and if you've got a topic you want us to cover, comment below. Send us an email, halfbakedsports@att.net. And if trust me, one of us will get to you, and we'll even make sure everybody has a chance to pipe in on it.
Yeah, it's gonna get better and better. So everyone, y'all stay positive out there, and let's look forward to the new year.
And on a separate note, we are filming this on November 10th. I'd like to put a shout out there to my fellow brothers in arms. Happy birthday, Marines! 245 years.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And you know what? Thank you guys for what you've done for our country, because I definitely mostly appreciate it.
And thanks to the rest of my brothers in arms in the Navy and the Army. We have Veterans Day tomorrow. Celebrate, be safe, and enjoy the reason to celebrate. We are the ones that keep this nation safe, and we're the ones that establish and hold true to our civil liberties and rights.
God bless America. And
All right.
that means all.
And on that note, we're out.